Coming up, an art walk on campus, research in the Keys, and an update on your weather and sports. That's all coming up right here on Spinnaker News. Good morning, UNF. I'm Taylor Johnson, and you're watching Spinnaker News on Spinnaker Television. OP will be hosting Euphoria UNF Art Walk today on the Green. The event will take place from 5 to 8 p.m. Around 40 different artists have registered for the event, which advertises free participation for anyone interested. The event will include food from Chartwell's, beer, wine, and live music from Jacksonville-based musicians Civil Brew, Aurora, and Summer Goodman. Dr. Cliff Ross and a group of biology students traveled to the Florida Keys last summer to conduct research on coral reefs. Due to the many problems and diseases mosquitoes cause in the Keys, pesticides are being used extensively. In turn, the unintentional runoff of pesticide-filled water has compromised the development of baby corals. Ross says this vulnerable stage in the coral's development affects more of the Florida lifestyle than we think. If they don't live, then they can't basically grow and turn into adults. And if you don't have more adults, you're not going to have a population. Ross said that with only 1 week in the Keys, a lot of research was done on various topics. This summer, Ross says that he and Dr. Matt Gilg, along with top biology students, will be researching the genetics of certain corals. All right, Ospreys, it's time to see how the weather's going to be for today. Here's Heidi Andrada.
Good morning, Ospreys. I'm Heidi Andrada, and it's time for your Spinnaker weather update. Right now, it's 64 degrees, and as you can see, it's looking sunny and gorgeous. Today is a great day to lay out on the green because it's partly sunny and the high is 80. It's also pretty breezy today, so enjoy the warm weather. Tonight, the low is 63, and it will be partly cloudy. As for the waves, Surfline.com says the swells are flat today, so it may be good for paddleboarding. And that's your Spinnaker weather update. But before we go back to Taylor, let's take a look at your 3-day forecast.
Thanks, Heidi, for that weather update. And now for your sports report, here's Alex Krotz.
Thanks, Taylor, and good morning, UNF. I'm Alex Krotz here with your Spinnaker Sports Update. Okay, so last night the softball team lost their game 2-1 against Florida, but they didn't go down without a fight. This extra inning game led to the Lady Ospreys scoring their first run against the Gators in UNF's history. Junior Shelby Duncan notched the only hit of the game, towering over the right field fence in the top of the 7th. The Ospreys return to conference play this Friday and Saturday against Northern Kentucky. The doubleheader portion of this series is scheduled for Friday at 3 p.m. here at UNF. So turning away from the field for a second, the Sam volleyball team took on Stetson in a pair of matches last night down in DeLand. The ladies, however, fell by scores of 5-0 and 4-1. Stetson swept the first match, but the second match is where the tables turned a bit. Emily DeVanzo and Ebony Gunn won a 3-set thriller, gaining the Ospreys' first point. UNF is back in action where it concludes its ASUN conference schedule next Wednesday, April 8th, with a doubleheader dual match at crosstown rival Jacksonville. There's your past, now for your present and future. Osprey baseball continues its Atlantic Sun season today in a 3-game series at home against Northern Kentucky. They play today and tomorrow night at 6, with the final series game Sunday morning at 11:40. Men's tennis will finish its 3-match homestand this afternoon against Stetson. The Ospreys are now 4-0 in conference play and tied for first in the ASUN standings, along with Florida Gulf Coast. And the women's tennis team takes the court against conference leader Stetson as well today at the UNF Tennis Complex. This puts the top 2 ASUN teams against each other. The outcome may have considerable implications for the ASUN tournament, as the top 2 seeds in the conference get a first-round bye. Men's and women's tennis take the court today at the UNF Tennis Complex at 4 p.m. and 10 a.m. respectively. Well, that's it for your Spinnaker Sports Report. Taylor, back to you.
Thanks, Alex. Well, that's all the time we have for you today on Spinnaker News. But for more on the stories reported today and other stories, you can check out unfspinnaker.com. You can also like the Spinnaker on Facebook at facebook.com/UNFSpinnaker, and you can like us on Twitter and Instagram at UNFSpinnaker. For Heidi Andrada and Alex Kratz, I'm Taylor Johnson. Have a great day, UNF.